Welcome everyone to another day. Today is the 18th of July, a Wednesday, midweek. Markets are moving as usual. A lot has happened in the past 24 hours. Hello, user IQ. Hola, todo bem? Muy bien. Right. So, um, yeah, we had the New Zealand interest rate that happened at 4 a.m. CET. And yes, it did cause a lot of volatility. Volatility was there, but it did actually come to the area we we're hoping for it to come. Surprisingly, what happened was I got prematurely stopped out on this trade on pound Aussie. Like it actually pushed all the way down. So I had to re-enter on this candle right here. Right now it's in profit. Here it comes second to gold. Yeah, so the loss we took on this one was like about 192. So I'm always limiting my losses on this account to $200, which should be about 0.20%. So that is proper risk management. If this isn't risk management to you, I don't know what is. So our target is still all the way up here. So we're risking 200 to make 890. That will still cover up for that previous loss. But yeah, obviously this should probably work out. The volatility is already over because this was like from 4 a.m. CET. It pushed strongly all the way down and we got back in and we're back up. So let's what about the other New Zealand dollar trades? What about them? Well, let's have a look. So let's put Aussie New Zealand first here and pound CAD. So Aussie New Zealand strengthened to the downside. New Zealand dollar had strengthened, but now it's more like recovering from the same area of support. So this might actually be continuing all the way up. Then if we look at pound New Zealand did drop all the way down, slightly close to my take profit, but I was prematurely removed out of the trade. As you know, sometimes the market it does go beyond certain levels, but my stop loss actually had to be somewhere around 3,500. Yeah, as we can see right here, it had to be 2.33500, but I put it 2.33495. But yeah, I got stopped out at 33520. So I later had to re-enter. It's already a loss to me, but it's better than nothing. Being in the trade and having a small loss is better than nothing than not being in the trade. So I had to be in this trade. So that's why I put it on, and I've actually put the actual stop loss that had to be there. I don't really like to put stop losses on trades, but yeah, I did have to put the stop loss on the previous one. So this is the reason I don't really put stop losses. I like to actually see price move past where my stop loss level had to be, like give a definite move, like where you can actually agree and say, yes, this price did go against me and I'm out of this trade, nothing more, nothing less. But here that wasn't the case. So we still have room to actually recover on this trade on pound New Zealand. Aussie New Zealand, we're not in that one, but we are in Euro New Zealand. So Euro New Zealand, it did push the downside, but our stop loss isn't even close. A stop loss should be, I believe, somewhere down here. Yeah, our stop loss should actually be somewhere down here. And then our take profit is all the way up here. So like I said, I'm risking 0.20% per trade. So this length from here to here should be the same length from here to somewhere here. Yeah, so the stop loss is somewhere here. So this isn't something to even give us sleepless nights on, really. Then let's look at New Zealand dollar. So New Zealand dollar did push up, then it immediately pushed down, like off this resistance level right here, where our stop loss is actually supposed to be. our stop loss is literally above this previous high. So it literally touched the neckline of it, then reversed immediately. So I do think this will continue to the downside. Once we go past this previous low, then we're definitely in the safe zone. Then the pairs that is on the watch list right now is Aussie New Zealand and Pound New Zealand. We're still waiting for Aussie New Zealand to tell us where it actually wants to go, because remember we had this strong move over here. Right now, this price here is completely noise. We need to know if we're gonna go all the way down or we're gonna go all the way up. But it's most likely we're going to go all the way up. So if you do dare to enter into this trade, you can enter. And obviously your take profit should be probably on the previous resistance high over here. And your stop loss could be on the previous low here, or you can even tighten it. Like maybe this could even be your stop loss, and then you can have this whole lot as your reward. That could even be probably an 8-to-1 if you're actually looking for that. So yeah, we also entered in pound yen today. I forgot to mention that. Yes, we did enter into pound yen today. The market did give us reason to enter. It was this candle right here, but kind of entered a bit later on this candle here, the second candle. We're a bit late to the party, but yeah. Yes, so literally the trend line here was broken. This was the previous low, and then this was the new low. So the new low is what gave the reason to actually consider a buy in this trade. So we entered into a buy slightly late, but this was the buy candle right here. And this is where we entered from, not too far off. And I'll take profit. We haven't yet determined to take profit, but it's obviously not here. It must be, let's look at the previous candles if we do have any here. If we do not have a previous resistance level on pound yen, what we're going to do, we're going to use percentages instead. So let's turn these off. Need to go back in time. Okay, let's use the monthly chart because it seems the candles are taking some time to load. Oof, it seems to be always back. Okay, when I do actually find the data which gives a reason for where the take profit must be, I will definitely put this on. We're still going to be live tomorrow as well. But yeah, this should hold. Our stop loss is literally below here, below this previous low. So if we get stopped out, no harm, no foul. We're literally going to be looking for probably a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1 on this pound yen trade. If that doesn't work out for this buy trade, then most definitely we're going to be coming down to 214, which was our initial reversing point. Yeah, so this is what we're anticipating on pound yen, but definitely I'll look for that take profit area real soon, because we cannot have it here. We can't afford not to have it. So right now, the pair that is actually topping here is gold, and we are up $233 on gold. And then pound New Zealand, we're up $137, then followed by dollar yen, $23. But if we check the daily moves for today, New Zealand dollar has actually been the one with the most move, up with 0.40%, and then gold is the one which has had the most move to the downside with almost 1% so far. But it went lower. Of course, it went lower. It went low as 40.40, and right now we're at 46.6. So this is the literal difference between the highest and lowest pairs that we're currently in. And then followed by dollar yen pushing to the upside, 22%, then pound yen, and then euro yen. So literally the yen pairs are doing the most right now. They're they're trying to do the most, because yesterday we were in the loss and now we're back in the profit. Then worst performers to the downside, it was worse performance or better performance to the downside is Euro New Zealand with 0.35%, which comes second to what this would have been. Then second to this is Pound New Zealand to the downside as well, and then followed by Aussie New Zealand. So basically today, the eye watches has been dollar related pairs and New Zealand dollar pairs. So those are the dollars that have been moving today: New Zealand dollar and the US dollar. So user IQ, yeah, yes, it is good risk management having a very tight stop loss like that of 0.20%. Yes, can you please analyze gold and Bitcoin? Alrighty. So my thesis or theory of where gold will go is to the downside, because literally we broke this trend line and our entry was here. Stop loss is literally above here. This is on gold, by the way. Let me push this down, or literally just close the toolbox. Yeah, so this is gold. What literally happened was we had a break of the downside here, and we continue moving up, came all the way down, up again. So this is textbook lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So at this point, we know where this is going to do. It's going to give a lower high. Then we're going to proceed to the downside even further, probably coming all the way down here to 3960. That is where the take profit is, the previous support level, because this support level has actually been touched 3 times. A fourth time is possible. So this was the first touch, second touch, then this was the third touch, and then the third touch should be right about there. So this should either be strongly broken or it should be a touch between those two. So this level right here should be strongly broken or it should be a touch. So this is around like probably the 4,950 level. That's what I could call it. But yeah, market has been bouncing off that area for quite some time. And I do think this is where we could be heading as well. Yeah. So let's keep an eye watch on that on gold. So let's actually look at Bitcoin for you as well. You should have probably used a better name than user IQ. So let's look at Bitcoin here. So Bitcoin right now was pushing all the way up strongly. On Bitcoin, honestly, I would be looking for sell opportunities. So we had a sell opportunity, I guess, here. And this is what happened. It broke the downside, took us out. Then we had the market push down again to the downside, but then pushed further up strongly, took out this previous resistance, and then created a new resistance. So right now, would I say you should be a buyer or a seller? I would say you should still be selling. And the reason for that is because Bitcoin has overextended for too long, like reaching 117,000 or 126,000. But we should have a pullback really, really, really soon, like probably to 50,000. If you do watch my market analysis, which I do every Friday at the close of the market, you should know that yeah, I do analyze Bitcoin and I am still short on Bitcoin. Like I am looking for it to continue going down to the downside, at least to 50,000 for Bitcoin. But right now, if you are looking to go long on Bitcoin, then you probably need to wait for this trend line to be broken, like probably come to the upside or a low form, and then we break to the upside. So probably around 63,000, yeah, 100 around this area. You could be looking to go long, and then this could be your low stop loss. This could be your target right here around 65,000. But if you want to go short, there is already an opportunity to go short, which is happening exactly right now. This is your shorting opportunity right here. The candle closed right below here, right below the trend line. And we usually draw trend lines from the previous low touches. So of course we had the break here, failed to work. We kind of also had a break here, failed to work, but this is like the third time touch break because it made a higher high, lower, higher low, higher high, lower low, higher high, lowest low of the previous lows, and then a higher higher right above the previous highs of these preceding candles. So this was a very strong resistance level. So this should probably hold for the time being. So if you're looking to go short, this could be a great opportunity to short right here, and your target should be probably around 58,000. Yeah, and this could give you a good 3 to 1 trade with your stop loss either here or here. But I would recommend it on this previous high because this is really strong. This support here is strong and this resistance is really strong. So especially if we do break below this support level, then you obviously know which support level we're going to come down to. This one. This is a very strong support level. These are not very strong. These are very weak support levels. But this one right here, this is a very strong support level, and it's a very strong resistance level. So whatever it's going to be for you right now, bears are in control. Unless this trend line is broken to the upside, then bulls might be slightly in control. But right now, only bears are in control. So it's better you side with the bears than with the bulls. Yes, you are most welcome, user IQ. So you can also join us every Friday at 11 p.m. CET or 5 p.m. EST. We go live with the market analysis right here on OFP TV. And also, don't forget, if you have not yet purchased an account with OFP, you can get 50% off using the promo code FIRST OFP. That's FIRST OFP. If you've never purchased an account from OFP before, you'll get 50% off. But if you have been a long time user, you can still also get a good discount, which will be 45% off using the promo code OFP45. So you can also get multiple accounts on that. Yeah, if you have been a long time user of OFP. User IQ, you are most welcome. Yeah, on the Bitcoin analysis. So like I said, bears are in control right now. So I don't think it's a good idea going against them. And right now the market has already dipped. We were talking, the market was up here and now it's down here. So this is an obvious sign that you should not be against the bears on Bitcoin right now. So you need to trade carefully. So right now we are still having gold as the number one performer in my portfolio, followed by Pound New Zealand. The worst performer here is EuroCAD. EuroCAD is really odd. Like EuroCAD was literally very near to my take profit area. I kid you not. EuroCAD was literally very near to take profit area. So this is the same thing that's probably happening on gold. Like I said, this is a very strong resistance level. On gold, there's a support level to the downside. But here on EuroCAD, there's a very strong resistance level, like the serious resistance of this. So this was the first touch. This was the second touch. This is the third touch. Will the fourth touch be a charm? Well, it should be. And this is where most people could even probably enter more. But the market can do anything. Like my stop loss is literally very close. My stop loss is literally down here. So the market can even possibly push to the downside before actually coming to the upside. But that's fine. That's fine because my profit off of this was just $44. And my loss is $200, which is 0.20. I was late to the party on this one. I admit I was late to the party. The entry had to be somewhere here. And this would have been good profit. But even if we get stopped out, we can still re-enter. Because if we do make lower lows and then a lower high and then more lower lows, we can literally draw a trend line. Once that trend line is broken, we can even have a very tight stop loss with a higher risk reward compared to the previous loss that we incurred. So that is the beauty about trading. You can always have the next best thing. Yeah. So that is the greatest thing about trading that you should never get wrong. Alrighty, user IQ. Great. You are number one when it comes to instant funding. Yeah, instant funding is the best. And yes, this account I'm trading on is also an instant funded account. It's an instant pro account actually with no consistency score. So that is the great thing. There isn't any consistency score in this account. So you can literally trade how you want and make a profit off of it. Or you've been with us since 2021. Well, yes, great to know that. Great to know that. You should actually put a very good username on your YouTube then, rather than just being user IQ. Yeah. But hey, it's still also a good name, user IQ. Right. So the market I think has already done its move since the New York Open. So I do think there's nothing much to discuss on the market right now. There isn't any news coming next. News already happened at 4 a.m. CET. And the next news we're going to have is FOMC meeting minutes. It's just a meeting where they're going to talk about probably raising the interest rate or reducing it when they're not actually going to do anything. But this could cause some volatility to the US dollar. Like maybe that could even probably push gold more to the downside. So that is what we can expect from that meeting. And then Friday, this is where this pair, Euro CAD, will be tested. Like with weaken or strengthen. I was hoping for it to weaken before the unemployment rate on Friday, but it's actually strengthening. But we shall see. We shall see how this goes, if it will continue strengthening even after the unemployment rate or if it will weaken. But I thank you all for joining me this afternoon, morning, or evening, wherever you are. And I guess I'll be seeing you all tomorrow on Thursday. There will be no news on Thursday, but I'm sure the market will give us opportunities to make money. That's for sure. Right. So I hope you have a great rest of the day. I hope you'll be profitable for the rest of the day until tomorrow, and happy trading.